little bit buggy, I have to say. All right, on the left side of the map, in the blue from the team, it's GoSu. Needs to break the tie, man. This is it. It's do or die time. Only 2 games away. It is GoSu.dde. And on the right side, in the purple, from CheckSix, he's been playing amazingly well.
Yeah, he is.
It is Sleep. And yeah, can't say enough about this guy. What a great Zerg player. A lot of people thought he would kind of fall off after he left Slayers. That was a bit of an abrupt decision by him.
Yes, it was.
But it seems like he's actually doing pretty well, you know, in the foreign scene.
Yeah, doing well for himself.
Yeah,
and, you know, I'm going to give credit to Vive as well. You know, Zerg players really dominating in this set so far. Zerg players have taken all 6 wins.
Need to get some of those guys over to GSL Code S, man. There's no Zerg players left now.
That's true. Interesting matchups there as well. Naniwa versus IGNProLeague. IGNProLeague making a round of 8 even after all his wrist troubles right now. So glad to see that he's still finding a way to win.
Yeah, exactly. So, DDE, he is the type of player that likes to be aggressive. He likes to get in there, do damage, but he doesn't like to sacrifice his economy to be aggressive. He's the type of player that tries to get ahead by lots of drop play, things like that. And he is also quite capable of going mech as well. He's got a wide variety of builds. And right now, I'd have to say the thing that's holding him back a lot is confidence, it seems like. It seems like sometimes he goes into a game with a little bit of lack of confidence that really affects his play. So we'll have to see how he does here today. Sleep, obviously, no lack of confidence there. He's been kind of steamrolling lately. Hatch first for him in this game.
Now, DDE was actually one of those players that I had watched a ton of back in the day. I mean, I remember watching this guy all the time back in 2010, 2011, and stuff like that. So I'm really happy to see him, you know, continue to jump up and play in these events and stuff like that because he was one of those touted players. I even remember back in 2011 where I said that DDE was going to, before, of course, the Koreans entered into the MLGs, that he was going to be on the podium for an MLG by the end of the year.
He has just an enormous amount of talent. He's a very, very, very good player. I've been watching him actually since late 2010, and definitely one of my favorite turns out there. So, kind of pulling for. I'm not going to lie. I have a personal bias in this match, if people couldn't detect that already. But I'm
What's your Twitter, by the way?
The thing is at GoSu.dde, believe it or not. Follow me, please. I'm trying to get to 10,000, so help me out.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but sometimes that, you know, being on the same team kind of makes you a little bit harsher, actually, I think, on the teammates, because when you see a mistake, you're like, no! But you try to kind of temper it.
Yeah, well, it looks like Sleep is going ahead, putting on double queens now and saving up for Zergling speed here in just a bit. Opponent, on the other hand, going for a reactored Hellion expand, but then second gas before factory is done. So this is not going to end with an expansion. It is, in fact, going to be some very high-tech here in a bit. It could be very quick Siege Tank production, could be Cloaked Banshees, could be a lot of things. Yeah,
a lot of people are going for a Cloaked Banshee after reactored Hellions these days, so either way, it's going to be a little bit later expansion, like you said, from DDE. Oh, and another barracks going down, actually, for DDE. Oh, never mind, he's just going to land that one. I was like, a second barracks, oh no, it's all in, but no, it looks like it is just going to be a little bit later expansion here. And I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we did see Banshees follow this up. It's a good map for Banshees. It's actually a great map for Banshees. And yeah, with the tech lab there, with the barracks there, I think almost certainly we are going to see Cloaked Banshees from DDE. And Sleep, we're going to have to see how well he defends that.
Yeah, very much so. We'll see if his sixth sense is tingling at the moment, if he knows that those Cloaked Banshees are going to be in the air here in just a bit. And Starport just finishing up. Of course, DDE a little short on minerals, so we'll have to wait a while in between getting the Cloak and getting that first Banshee. Well, there's 200, and there's Cloak.
A lot of times around like 5:30, 6 minutes, you want to float an Overlord in and sack it just to see what they're doing. If you don't have any sort of idea quite yet, and we do see that Sleep has one in position here. He sees the Hellions, but for all he knows, there could be a command center behind this as well, although he will be able to tell if he watches a natural and doesn't see the command center float out in the very, very near future. That'll be a good indication that there's a one base and possibly Banshees, but you know, overall, it doesn't look like he quite has scouted this yet.
Well, let's see here, though. Roach Warren's coming up at the front now, just about 10 seconds away from finishing, so, but of course, you won't have to make a lot of defensive Roaches here, as this is just going to be an attack through the air momentarily. Expansion is coming up as well for DDE. Queen's starting to drive off those Hellions a little bit. DDE hasn't been able to get much done with those.
Yeah, you can see another Queen being made by Sleep, and that could be a response to seeing that command center come down very, very late. Yeah, now he's going to sack the Overlord just to make sure, and then we're going to see probably another Queen get made.
Yeah, well,
pretty
these
good defense from the Hellions, but DDE actually gets some good hits on those.
Oh, yes, he does. Snags a couple of kills, but the Queens are going to be able to finish those off in just a second, softening up those Queens as well. So the Banshee's going to be able to get in and do some more damage. Of course, he does see the Tech Lab starport for now, and that first Banshee's making its way in.
Yep, and there's Cloak, and the Spore Crawler is not even started yet. He doesn't have a lair either, so DDE with a good chance to do a lot of damage here with these Banshees.
Looks like he's prioritizing Queens for now. Already a Spore Crawler coming up over at the Natural as well. But, you know, he kills 2 Queens, but there's still 2 remaining on the field with a third coming up here in just a second, and that Spore Crawler's almost done.
Yep, that's right. And it will be nice, though. I mean, to kill all these Queens, that'll really reduce the creep spread, nice transfuse, and also reduce the larva injects as well. But now that the Spore is done, the harassment from the Banshees will be a little bit easier for Sleep to deal with.
Yeah, very much so. And Layer Tech is well on the way, so we'll be able to morph in some Overseers here in a bit, if he so desires.
All right. Oh, man, he's got to cloak that Banshee. DDE!
Oh,
actually, it didn't matter because there was a Spore there anyway, but...
Yes, it was. So he's gotten 3 Queen kills, but now he's not killed a single drone. He did force a couple of Spore Crawlers out, yes, but it wasn't a ton of damage done.
Yeah, DDE not quite doing enough quite yet with those Banshees, so he's going to have to follow this up with a stronger attack, and his command center is quite late. So DDE had a bit of a disadvantage economically early on in this game. Sleep just is continuing to just be prepared for everything. I mean...
Oh, and then another Banshee went down, so that's 400 resources for Cloak, 300, or 250 for each Banshee, so 900 resources to kill 3 Queens is what it amounted to.
And looks like Sleep is going to be going for Spire off of 2 bases here, too. So just playing things very, very safe here. Oh, sees those Marines for sure.
Yes, he does. And hates those Marines a little bit.
I know.
Changeling
Man,
could
with all
run in
those
here in a bit.
All those eyes on the Overseer, you're going to get shot in the eye.
Yeah, no kidding. They're just kind of
hurt, man.
Bulbous and everywhere. Oh, that just makes it disappear. That makes it disappear as well.
You can't see from underneath.
Yes.
Unfortunately here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's see here. As Sleep
camera angle.
He is going to be able to make his way in. Spore Crawler continuing to advance up through the front, though.
Yep.
Let's make sure that nothing cloaked is going to get past him. Sleep, though, he does have a few more Banelings. I'm sorry, a few more Zerglings coming up. The Baneling Nest just finishing. Spire still about 25 seconds away.
Yeah, strong timing push coming across the map right now for DDE, but you can tell Sleep was kind of thinking that this was a possibility, staying on 2 base for so long, but he's obviously not going to be able to make a lot of mutas. Right when this finishes, he's going to need to make some Lings and Banelings to defend this.
Yes, he is. That Banshee trying to run out, and it does pick off a couple of creep tumors there, but will require yet another scan if he wants to finish that. Oh, nope, never mind. There is a Raven with this army as well.
It's a good combo. Oh, look at this, though. Some counterattacking, taking out some units here. You got a tank as well with this.
Yes, he did, and cutting off those reinforcements does effectively put a stop to this push, and DDE going to make his way back home.
Yeah, well, DDE sees that there's no third base, and he's like, yeah, I don't really want to push this when I know for a fact that you're going to be probably prepared for that. So, yeah, just going to pull back and play a little bit more defensive, maybe take a third soon here, but it's still, you know, I mean, he hasn't been able to really do any significant sort of hindrance to his opponent here, and if you leave a Zerg for too long in this situation, it can get very, very dangerous.
And that Changeling just continuing to crawl across the map for now.
Yes.
DDE setting up defensive position back at home. Of course, his opponent does decide to expand, but...
I think he's drinking my water, and
that's
kind of...
interesting.
Squeaked a little bit there.
Yes.
Oh, no, the Banshee getting taken out by the mutas. And, yeah, Sleep continuing.
Oh, wow. Another one as well.
Yeah, these Banshees are just not working out at all for DDE, unfortunately. Things just kind of falling apart a little bit for our GoSu Terran player.
That is true.
He's going to have such a hard time taking a third at this point, too.
And those mutas are already out in force, enough to one-shot some workers. We have a few missile turrets that are coming up now, and a couple that are already finished as well. So the mutas aren't going to do a ton of damage right now, but they are finding a nice little spot there to start picking away at a reactor. Of course, they're just going to keep DDE pinned in to those 2 bases as long as possible.
Yeah, that's right. I think we're going to see Sleep kind of focus on Lings and Banelings rather than mutas here, go very ground-heavy, just because he knows his opponent won't have a lot of tanks, especially if he's able to pick some off with those Mutalisks. That helps as well. So yeah, he's getting all the upgrades, getting Burrow as well. He can do some Baneling landmines with that. That Muta is lazy. It's not going to participate, apparently.
Yeah, no kidding. There it goes.
Oh, there it
finally.
goes. All right, they heard me.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going. Let's see, though. Already the rocks have been broken down, so Sleep is going to be able to make his way into the third very, very easily. DDE, does he have another command center started? No, he does not. So
this is... Oh, the Muta's going to come in the top and do some damage as well. And this is, any Terran player can tell you, this is like one of the worst feelings ever in StarCraft 2, where you're stuck on 2 bases. You know there's not a lot you can do to your opponent. You're just kind of running back and forth defending against Mutas, and you're like, oh, I feel terrible. DDE is going to make a big push here, but the counterattack from Sleep coming in as well.
Yes, it is. So Sleep running through. The Marines did catch the units up at the front, but it didn't really do anything. So let's see here. DDE going to lose a couple of workers and disrupt this mining once again.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if he just sends his SCVs here at this point.
Oh, no. Takes out the Raven.
And the medevac as well.
Yes.
Yep, so DDE, this is it. It's do or die for this push, man. He needs to win with this push or he will lose this game.
All right, well, here comes the Banelings. Not really being targeted down by the Sea Shanks. Perfect time to move in for Sleep. There's the GG. Congrats, and Sleep has just taken his 4th game in a row.